We've all heard them. The peaceful silence of the night, suddenly shattered by the sounds of gunfire. Maybe you hear the squeal of tires, the roar of an engine, or even a desperate scream. Were those really gunshots I heard, you think to yourself? Should I call the police? Why bother, you think? They'll never find them. I'm not even sure where they came from.
I wasn't really motivated to do much of anything until I heard the story of one of my neighbors.
I was actually outside, watching fireworks and also hearing gunshots. Later, I found a bullet on the floor of my son's room and realized that it had come through the roof and landed just a few feet from where he was sleeping.
Many people don't realize that when a bullet falls from the sky, it is just as deadly as if it is fired from a gun. These bullets can go through your roof, through your ceiling, and can kill you. It was a very chilling wake-up call for all of us that this could happen to anybody.
I obviously have a lot of emotions about it, but just a lot of concern for neighbors and the fact that the gunfire is increasing.
I've lived in the neighborhood for about 10 years, and in the past year, I've been hearing gunshots nearly every night.
Residents say they hear gunshots at least a few times a month. Residents reported being very concerned about gunfire in the neighborhood. One resident commented, "I don't call 911 because I'm not positive it is gunshots and I have no idea how close it is."
I often thought to myself, if we just had some way of having multiple people hear this and triangulate it and call the place, that'd be really cool. So I had this idea in the back of my mind for the longest time that we should do some kind of system where we could detect and localize these things.
Our idea is to develop a series of devices that residents can just plug into an outlet somewhere on the exterior of their home or their apartment. And these would be very small, very low-cost devices. And the point is that once these devices are plugged into homes, the individual would then be able to receive notifications directly if there's any gunfire activity in their immediate vicinity. Now, the goal of this whole project is to have enough residents that plug these devices in that they can start to communicate with one another, and we can provide very precise locations as to where the actual shooting occurred. We can tell the difference between things that sound like a gunshot but aren't actually gunshots, like cars backfiring, like fireworks, like things like people playing basketball near your house, like construction. There's a lot of different sounds that tend to sound very similar to a gunshot. And this technology, the goal of it is to be able to differentiate all of those different types of sounds and make it affordable and available to you, the individual.
We had the highest number of gun calls in this neighborhood, over twice as many gun calls here in the last 3 years than the next highest neighborhood. So this is the correct neighborhood to do that.
I'm a very big promoter of data-based public safety response. I don't like anecdotes. I don't like kind of gut reactions because those can oftentimes be wrong and those can oftentimes be guided by not good information and biases and those kinds of things like that. I think we have to, given our inability to limit possession and kind of really widespread use of handguns, we've got to look at other tactics.
So the MSF grant has two stages. What we were granted was what's called stage one. This is a small grant, and it's to get community feedback and basically formulate a plan. So based on your feedback today, we can then put in a stage 2 proposal to actually build, implement, test, distribute these systems.
So I want to say thank you to the excellent turnout of respondents for the survey that we sent out. We got 226 surveys turned that in.
I think a lot of people are excited about it. I'm certainly excited about it. And I think, giving the neighborhood the empowerment to solve their problems instead of waiting for someone else to fix their problems is something that I think is very rewarding, and it's why I joined this neighborhood association 23 years ago.